Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a good day. I would like to bid to our Dr. Mus'ab and to my fellow friends. So today we are about to discuss or to present about our chosen major disaster topic, which is BP Texas City refinery explosions. So before that, I would like to introduce myself and my group members. So my name is Khairul bin Abdullah with matrix number 196826, while my group members are NURIN, AFRINA, IZZATI with matrix number 198456, SYAFIQAH with matrix number 198935, and SUMATHI with matrix number 196508. So without further ado, we can move to our presentation.
Hi, my name is SYAFIQAH with DEBAYAN, matrix number 198935. So I'm going to explain about the background, what has happened in the Texas City refinery explosion. So basically, the Texas City refinery explosion is an industrial tragedy occurred in March 23, 2005 in Texas City, Texas. It was a massive explosion initiated due to the emission of hydrocarbon vapor cloud cooling at the ISOM process unit. This has resulted in 15 people killed and another 180 people injured, as well as severely damaging the refinery plant. As of January 1, 2000, the BP's Texas City refinery was the state's second largest oil refinery and the third largest in the United States, with an output capacity of 69,500 m3 per day. The refinery was built in 1935. Ever since that day, for several days, the refinery has not been well maintained. So basically, this is the location of the incident. So this is the layout of BP Texas City refinery. So here is the ISOM unit where the incident happened. This one is, take note that this one is the raffinate splitter, and here is the blowdown drum. Here is the trailer area sheltering the constructors. So firstly, what happened is the startup process of ISOM unit began by filling the raffinate splitter tower of the highly flammable liquid. So next, moving on to the layout of ISOM unit. So firstly, the tower sensor set off the alarm at 2 meter mark when the liquid exceeds 3 meter mark, but the alarm didn't set off at 3 meter when the actual height of the liquid was 4 meter high, which is above the required capacity. Okay, the level control valve was left closed, hence more liquid will pump in and not pump out. This is not a detailed layout. Basically, there is a pipeline here where it connects to the heavy raffinate storage. So when the level control valve was closed, so no liquid can be pumped out. So since there were more liquid pump in, the height of the liquid inside the tower keep increasing. Next, the 4 burners in the furnace were lit to heat up the liquid. At the moment, the level transmitter displayed a height of under 3 meter when the actual height was 42 meter, which is almost 100% in the tower. Next, high pressure alarm was received due to the overpressure. This has caused the liquid to overflow through the overhead pipe. So this is the overhead pipe. So when it flows down, it reached to the safety relief valve. So 3 safety relief valves will force open, redirecting over 200,000 liters of flammable hydrocarbon fluid to the blowdown drum. So basically, as you can see from the arrow here, all 3 valves are forced open, and then the flow goes into the blowdown drum. So next, what happened is the alarm was sent to the control board, as some of the liquid will overflow into the process sewer here. After several minutes, a geyser of very hot fluid was erupted from the blowdown stack, forming a huge flammable vapor cloud. This occurred after several minutes, around at 1:20 p.m. So basically, there was an idling diesel truck parked near the blowdown drum. This idling diesel truck has ignited the vehicle, causing a massive explosion. Basically, that is what has caused a massive explosion. If only it's not there, I don't think that the massive explosion would happen. So the trailers housing the track contractor, which is the trailers near the blowdown drum, were caught in the path of explosion, killing 15 workers and injured 180 others.
Good morning, Doctor. Today I would like to explain about the causes of Texas refinery explosion in 2005. Okay, this is the level indicator which placed at the bottom of the refinery splitter tower. This was not designed to measure any liquid inside the tower above 9 feet mark. The operator was overfill highly flammable liquid hydrocarbon into refinery splitter tower. The liquid inside the tower reaches the maximum capacity, thus the second high-level alarm does not activate, and no information was transmitted about the liquid level inside the refinery tank to the control room. And next, the day shift operator did not inform about the faulty in second safety alarm system before hand over the operation to the day shift operator. He also failed to record the issues inside the logbook. And then the day shift operator left the control room an hour early due to some family issues, and left a supervisor with lack of proper training to operate the startup process. So it is completely wrong where if he wants to leave the control room earlier due to some issues, he should appointed a well-trained supervisor to operate the control room. The refinery tank was continuously filled again and again. Now the liquid inside the tank was 15 times higher than the normal level, and there was no output at all. There was only feeding inside the tank, and the poorly designed computer display does not display about the feed and output flow of the refinery tank at the same screen. As we all know, the startup process is extremely hazardous. So before starting up a process, it is very important to inform the workers inside the process area about the startup process. But here they fail to inform the workers about the startup process. Okay, next, the trailers were built near the process unit. Actually, the trailers should be built far away from the process units, because the processes are really hazardous, and the liquid introduced inside the refinery tank was highly flammable, so there was high chances of accidents may happen. So this was also a reason for the disaster. Next, the pickup truck was parked near the process unit with a running engine. The cloud, the flammable liquid hydrocarbon cloud was formed and started to spray very fast, and the pickup truck was parked near the process area. When the driver was realized that something highly flammable liquid hydrocarbon was surrounded by them, so they quickly run away from the area without running off, turn off the engine. So this was the main causes for the highly flammable gas to ignite and explode.
So next is the actions taken after the explosion of the Texas refinery plant. So there are several steps that have been initiated to recover back Texas refinery plants to operate back to normal, safer in appropriate manner. So the first step was to appoint veteran Colin McLean. He was appointed as a new refinery business unit leader. This is because the management has a confidence on him, because He has 30 years of experience in turnaround management. Next is the site-wide program office. McLean conducted a site-wide program office. This is to organize an integrated response for a better safeguard laborers. Therefore, McLean immediately required an external assistance for this program to be conducted. So he appointed Alex Partner for this task. Next, there are several examples of workforce safety that was carried out to bring back the refinery plants to operate back to the normal. One of the examples is removal of trailers. So when the explosion is occurred, the trailer was located in a very dangerous position, where it was located in between the catalyst warehouse and the isomerization unit, which is a very dangerous position. So it was moved to a more safer place. Next is the limiting the traffic. So the car around the plant site has been limited, and the cars are advisable to park far from the plant site. So the final step is the installation of disaster alert system. So this system is to improve the safety of the plant. For example, it will inform or alert the workers if there is any accident going to happen, so that the workers can take any steps to stop the accident from occurring. Therefore, a plant or an industry can be saved from any explosion or any accidents.
Assalamualaikum and hi doctor. My name is NURIN IZZATI binti ROZAIEED. My metric number is 198456. Now I'm going to continue with public perceptions. In this part, I'm going to explain on how does the incident affects public. So the Texas City refinery explosion received mixed response from the public. Serious safety problems at the refinery that was revealed by the media evokes emotional response of anger and frustration from the public. Many, specifically workers' family and relatives, were angered by the fact that the incident was caused by organizational and safety deficiencies. Particularly, a young woman who lost her parents in the explosion attracted nationwide attention as she insisted to not accept any settlement and would drag the group to justice. Her case was then broadcasted in an American television program called 60 Minutes. So at the time of the explosion, it was the third largest oil refinery in the US. When the blast occurred that day, around 43,000 people were told to shelter in place during the emergency. However, while the 2005 explosion created harsh criticism on BP of its safety, the story of what happened there quickly slipped from the international media. This is because the impacts caused by the blast were largely confined to Texas City. Media coverage on the incident is only temporary. Despite the death and the chemical releases, most Texas City residents remain loyal to the company. This is because of the donation made by BP to the community center, parks, and local high school in the town through its refinery operation. Following the explosion and fire, OSHA conducted 17 inspections where they ultimately found over 300 safety violations and fined BP $21 million, which is the largest fine in OSHA history at the time. OSHA also issued hundreds of citations that led to a series of agreements between OSHA and BP to subside hazards and protect refinery workers. So that is all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, the disaster of Texas City was completely preventable if every single negligence of the rules and human error been avoided earlier. Key immediate steps by the operator on the day could have been prevented by the accident. However, the key causes of the disaster was continuous failure to learn from the near misses and absence of the safety culture. This poor safety culture created a poor working environment where the operation personnel are not held responsible for the actions, and there was unclear expectations around supervisory and the